Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yep, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. Hey, we're back on the channel, man. We got Just a Lounge. Another crime documentary. She keep getting mad because I keep flashing the title.
No.
Why? Because I didn't tell you what we was about to do?
Yes.
That's your fault.
That ain't my fault.
We do an order, same type of order every week. That's your fault. Today's video, we got killer recorded moments before murder. The frightening case of Pava LaPere.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me. Let's just get into it.
I don't want to. I hate butchering people's names.
So let's just like.
How would you say this? Pava?
I want to say Pava, but
it might be Pava.
But maybe Pava.
Because I'm thinking this person is foreign.
And then how would you say the last?
LaPere.
I would LaPere. Let's see, babe. Let's see Kevin, right? Let's see how Kevin pronounces it.
Make sure y'all check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go. If you want to first support, you got to do a check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video.
How can anyone a thumbs up?
You learn something new every day, man. Hey.
I'm bad at names.
Trying to, yeah, she worse than I am. Typically, she be like, what's the name? And I can get it, but
so no, child.
I got to know, like, origin to be able to.
In the autumn of 2023, news of a horrific murder rocked the city of Baltimore. A young and talented entrepreneur, one of the city's rising stars, was found brutally attacked and killed on her building's rooftop. Pava LaPere had many friends and no known enemies. Investigators began by speaking with those who knew her best. Then they retraced her steps, and piece by piece, they filled in the puzzle and hunted down a killer. Hi there, I'm Kevin, and welcome to Just Thought Lounge. Today's case is about a victim who sought meaning and positive change in every aspect of her life, and then had it taken from her in the most senseless way imaginable.
Facts.
Let's take a look. Monday, September 25th, 2023, began like any other day in downtown Baltimore. The 300 block of West Franklin Street was home to the offices of EcoMap Technologies, a tech startup. The company, comprised of over 30 employees, was the vision of...
So this is outside, that's that building we just saw her went into, right? Because this does look like the outside. I'm just trying to see if I recognize anyone that look familiar to the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Tech startup. The company, comprised of over 30 employees, was the vision of Pava LaPere, a young, ambitious, and successful entrepreneur.
Hey, Pava, CEO and founder of EcoMap Technologies.
The CEO was a workaholic. She lived and breathed EcoMap. Its continued growth was her passion, and her employees like family. That morning, as staff grabbed coffees and gathered for meetings, Pava's absence from the office was noticeable and extremely odd. It was not only uncharacteristic of their ceaselessly dedicated boss to be tardy, but Pava also lived in the same building. Her commute to work consisted of a short elevator ride to the ground floor. Unable to locate her at roughly 10 a.m., EcoMap's co-founder, Sherrod Davis, placed a call to the Baltimore PD.
Hi, I'm actually calling to file a missing persons report.
Okay, what is the address for the officer to come?
306 West Franklin Street. This is my co-founder. We run a business together.
Okay, and you saw him Friday, correct?
One of our other coworkers saw her on Friday.
Friday, okay. And what is her name?
Pava LaPere.
What is it?
It's Pava LaPere, P-A-V-A. Her middle name is Marie, and her last name is LaPere, L-A-P-E-R-E.
25, go over to 306 West Franklin Street, Suite 102. See a Sherrod Davis wants to report her coworker is missing.
While officers were dispatched to the building, Pava's team continued to search for her. Her apartment door was found unlocked. There was no sign of her inside. Calls to her cell phone went unanswered. Others tried to gain access to her email and messages through her laptop. Meanwhile, everyone compared notes. When had they last heard from Pava? That is when someone suggested that they check the roof. Kevin Carter and Eco...
That's kind of odd and strange. Somebody said, hey, how about,
Yes. Yes and no. I don't know if they like go up there sometimes and then you've checked everywhere else.
You got the regional.
Some people actually
down south, we don't do rooftop stuff. Like
Yeah.
for the most part, people I know, we don't really be on the roof like that. But
Unless
I do
you
know
like-
East Coast and up north, they're more.
unless it's a restaurant rooftop. They do.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
outside of that, I do like y'all are more up north and East Coast. We'll hang out on the rooftop a little bit more.
And then we've
So
looked
that's
everywhere
different for me.
else. Where else could she,
Yeah.
is when someone suggested that they check
So
the
that's
roof.
not bad.
Kevin Carter, an EcoMap employee and good friend of Pava's, climbed the ladder to the restricted rooftop.
Baltimore City 911 over 1223 is the address of emergency.
Yes, emergency. There's a dead body on the rooftop of 306 West Franklin.
Tell me exactly what happened, Kevin.
We filed a missing person report for my friend and boss this morning, and we just checked the rooftop of the building. I'm looking at her.
Okay, is she awake?
No.
Is she breathing?
No.
Please tell me why does it look like she's dead?
I don't want to get too close. She's.
You gotta get closer, Kevin. Why does it look like she's dead?
Her.
Come on, Kevin, you got this.
Her face is. She looks like she's been dead for a couple of days, and she's partly naked.
What day is this?
think he
Possibly
said-
Monday?
I thought he said Wednesday.
Because they said the last time someone at the office seen her was on Friday. So you got to
It may be Monday.
Let me see.
I missed
What
the
year?
day.
What year?
23.
23. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. So we're going to 23. What month?
September the 25th.
September 25th. So yeah, it's on a Monday.
Oh, it's on. I don't know why I heard Wednesday. Okay, on a Monday.
On a Monday. So they came back in the office on Monday.
Oh.
And she's not in the office, so
This is Monday.
him saying she's been deceased for a couple of days makes sense,
Yeah.
especially if it happened Friday.
Yeah.
I think she was killed.
I'm sending you help, Kevin.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Are you
I
okay?
think she was
I'm okay.
All right. Is there anything else we can do for you or your family?
I'm sorry,
I
you were
didn't see
looking
you.
down.
She looks like she's been dead for a couple of days, and she's partly naked.
Oh.
I think she was killed.
I'm sending you help, Kevin.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
All right. Is there anything else we can do for you or your family?
Just send people right away.
Pava was found lying on her back. Injuries were visible to her head and neck, as well as other areas of her body.
Man,
She wore socks, underwear, and a black and white sweater, open to the front. Another friend and employee had draped a jacket across her exposed chest before officers arrived, a gesture to maintain the dignity of a woman who was both adored and respected. Near to Pava were a pair of red pants, 2 buttons, and a hair clip. Investigators identified a brick stained with what was potentially blood. They also located 3 teeth.
Shut the fuck.
2 red sneakers were found nearby. The shoes, like the red trousers, were thought to be Pava's. Forensic teams descended on the scene to collect the various items and take swabs for DNA testing. When the medical examiner arrived, it was made official. Pava LaPere had passed on. She died from strangulation and blunt force trauma to the head.
Wow.
The medical examiner also concluded that she had likely been on the rooftop for at least 2 days. At the age of just 26, Pava had already made waves in the Baltimore business community and a positive impact on the city. Raised in Texas and later Arizona, Pava relocated to Maryland following her acceptance to her dream school, Johns Hopkins University. Her original intention was to become a doctor, though these ambitions quickly changed when she came to realize that her best chance of making a positive impact on the world at scale was to work in business. There, she could influence the big picture through the many ecosystems in which she interacted. Pava began her entrepreneurship journey by founding TCO Labs at Johns Hopkins, a student-run nonprofit that supported undergraduates who wanted to start their own businesses. Her work compounded from there. She aimed to help a wide range of ventures, from smaller local businesses to medical students with life-changing inventions and every well-intentioned endeavor in between.
For as long as I can remember, I have wanted to be a doctor. Like many people, I figured that this was a way for me to make a real and meaningful difference in this world. So for as long as I can remember, I did all of the typical pre-med things in high school. I was the president of the medical club, I was in National Honor Society, and I got into the Johns Hopkins University, the place that you go to become a pre-med. You see, I had my life entirely mapped out. You know, there are millions of people suffering every day from preventable, or rather, should be preventable problems. Needless violence, environmental devastation, severe racism, hatred, inequality, and not just in countries half a world away, but in our very own cities.
Pava's 2019 TED Talk was tragically and prophetically entitled, "Forget About Your Life Plan." In it, she spoke of the failings of society, how the systems that we develop are the tools that we can use to make change, to improve our world and better people's lives. After starting a few different projects, some more successful than others, the core concept of improving systems to better society led her to the founding of EcoMap. As her company developed, she brought on her co-founder, Sherrod Davis. By the time of her death, the two had worked together on their shared vision for over 2 years.
Hi, I'm Sherrod. I'm the co-founder and COO at EcoMap.
Hi, I'm Pava. I'm the co-founder and CEO at EcoMap.
At EcoMap, we're on a mission to make information more accessible.
The problem that we're solving at EcoMap is making all of this invisible information visible.
These efforts led to recognition. Pava was named one of Forbes magazine's top 30 under 30. Employees at EcoMap spoke of her dedication to family, friends, and community. They called her a 5'2" giant. As investigators assessed the horrific scene on the rooftop, downstairs, employees of EcoMap gathered. They were transported to the station for questioning. The team spoke about Pava, about who she was as a person, and about who could have possibly wanted her dead.
Because honestly, you have to look at everybody, because the crime happened near her home and working office, right? And who would have access to that? And she was found, you know what I'm saying? So everybody and Range is not a witness, but a suspect.
She's just like a ray of sunshine, honestly. She is very authentic. She says what she means, and she means what she says. Extremely hard worker, extremely brilliant, which is why I was so excited to work with her. Very, very passionate about the company. I mean, the company was her life. We're her family. She moved here from Arizona, went to Hopkins, and she did a couple different startup things. Ultimately landed you know, her family is not here. So we were really like our family.
Very much a workaholic, but like truly loved it. Like building something from scratch, building a team, building a product.
How many of y'all work for Eco?
I think 32 now.
It's 32 employees, and she's the boss. Okay. Did she have a boyfriend or anything like that?
Yeah, she started dating someone a few months ago.
Okay. You know his name?
Did Pava have any enemies, anything like that? You are a friend, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did she, express any problems with anybody, anything like that?
No.
All right. Did you know anybody that would have been angry with her, mad with her?
No.
Anybody would have wanted to harm her, anything like that?
I mean, everyone I've ever met spoke highly of her, and just, I don't know, they all seem really close to each other, and I didn't know anyone who had any ill will or anything like that.
Do you know anybody that wanted to hurt Pava?
No.
Pava LaPere was, by all accounts, as admired as she was successful. Speaking with her employees, a pattern developed. Everyone was devastated over her loss, and no one had a bad word to say about their boss, who was also a friend. Investigators located Pava's boyfriend, a software engineer named Jeremy. He had been in St. Louis for work over the weekend. The last message that he had from Pava was from 10:04 p.m. on Friday night, September 22nd. She had just attended Artscape, a large outdoor festival showcasing artists, designers, and performers. She wrote to him that it was an amazing experience. Then his follow-up messages went unanswered.
Could somebody have possibly followed her from the event, which is a possibility, you know?
Yeah.
Investigators traced Pava's last known movements on the evening of the 22nd. Ring cameras inside the EcoMap office captured her saying her goodbyes that evening. She wore the same clothing that she would later be found with, the black and white sweater, red trousers, and red sneakers.
Can you guys just look up? Go. And go.
Monday morning, when Pava failed to show for her scheduled meetings, it became clear that no one had connected with her since leaving Artscape on Friday night. Kevin was the last person to see her when they parted ways at the festival.
Like, her what? We don't know where Pava is. And like, that alone is like, that's the weirdest sentence I've ever heard. Because we always know where Pava is. She's either working, or she's talking to someone about work, or she is, doing something with her friends, which are other people that she works with.
Sherrod went to step out, talk to Eden, and then he came back and rallied us all together and was like, we don't know where she is. So I'm going to call Jeremy, who's her boyfriend. And Jeremy said last we heard from her was Friday. Kevin also was saying how he was with her on Friday night, and like everything just kept coming back like Friday, like that was the last time anyone had heard from her.
And how long did y'all stay there?
We stayed through the set, probably 5-10 minutes after, and then I went to walk home and she went to walk home.
Was it dark then? What was it like?
Yeah, it was it was lit up because it was Artscape. There's a lot of like stuff happening still, but it was like 10 o'clock. So.
Okay, so it was nighttime.
It was nighttime, yeah.
Okay. So you didn't walk with her home?
No.
Okay. Did she say what she was going to do?
I assume she was heading home to sleep. She said she was about to work for like 12 hours the next day doing some engineering. So that was like basically our whole weekend plan.
Did she say she was going to meet anybody?
Pava had obviously made her way back to the building on West Franklin that night. How and why would she be on the roof, an area restricted from the public?
Maybe it was Kevin, maybe it was me, but somebody was like, do you think maybe she's on the roof? Because Pava likes to go on the roof sometimes. And it's like a very Pava thing to do, to come home and she loved, she loved her view and loved either from her window or going up on the roof sometimes.
Up there. She would take team members up there, like, have you guys been to the roof yet? Oh, okay, let's go.
Like, she's gone on the roof before to just hang out. She loves the Baltimore skyline from there. So we thought maybe like, post Artscape, maybe she wanted to see what like Artscape looked like from the roof.
The security cameras positioned at the front door of the building on West Franklin captured Pava returning home from the Artscape Festival at about 10:30 p.m. on Friday night. She meandered to the doors casually, almost blissfully, after a fun night out with friends. Pava looked back from the direction she came, and then once again across the street before entering. Investigators would later determine that Pava had encountered a man on the street after parting ways with her friends. He was following her home. Only moments after going through the doors, the man jogged up the steps behind her. He looked through the glass into the lobby of the building. Pava was seated on the sofa just inside the doors. He took an item from his pocket, then waved Pava to the door. The cameras did not capture audio. The two spoke at the threshold. The exchange lasted about 40 seconds.
Man, fuck, hey. Anybody that's in a building or something like this, especially women, please don't go to the door. If they're supposed to be in the building, they will be able to get their ass in the building. If they're here visiting someone, that person will allow them to go into the building. Please do not open a door for anyone that you do not know, a stranger. Sorry, I can't come to the door. Buzz whoever you're supposed to be here to see. Please, because it is not a game.
Whatever the man had to say must have convinced Pava that he was trustworthy. She was captured making a welcoming gesture, inviting him into the building. From there, the two went to the roof.
I wonder, did she take him up to the roof for you?
The camera's timestamp at the moment the man entered the building was 10:30.
You said what?
I know, because
Because
I just hate when people take advantage of certain people.
Kindness.
Like anybody, but like you could tell her personality. She probably come off as the type that don't meet a stranger. You know what I'm saying? And just very welcoming and to talk to anyone and just, like see the goodness in everyone. And this, yeah. Because you do have people like they see the goodness in everyone. Like
I wonder, has she been talking to him like as she was walking home?
Possibly.
And he probably was going the other way.
Possibly. That's probably why she was so like
friendly with him.
Yeah, like you're like, oh yeah, whatever, and like, oh, he seemed cool.
Because now I want to know about Street View cameras.
Yeah.
Do they have any Street View cameras that could possibly? Because and I always say this, just because even when I was in college, I used to do it because I never like.
Yeah.
If we had an event or anything, and sometimes like parties or whatever. Kickbacks we used to do. I used to be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Let's go walk the ladies back to their dorms. Or, like, you know what I'm saying? You said what?
I said you've told me before, but you could tell the people.
Like,
but yeah.
I just never, like, was on because I know how people are, right? Yeah. And I know, like, even in college, how I was perceived. Like, people, I've never been one, like, I know people think I'll be trying to be like Mr. Macho Man. I'm not. Yeah. But I just know like a lot of people never really approached me on that time like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I was just like, hey, I'll take you back home. I don't mind. I'm not trying to holler at you. I'm not trying to get at you or nothing. But I just want you to be safe. Yeah. And because I tell a lot of dudes like chill with like trying to holler at every female. Like we should be out here protecting women, not just everything is about, you know what I'm saying, getting in the draws or do whatever. But like it should be a safe haven. If somebody's coming and spending time, to like make sure they get home safe. Because I used to always care about people getting home safe, no matter what, no matter the event, especially if I personally know you. Yeah, I'm like, hey, we're gonna walk y'all, and we'll walk in a group, and I'm like, all right, let's make sure all the girls get home safe. Yeah, and then fellas, let's disperse and you go wherever you go. Yeah, and so we just used to kick back, talk, laugh, and chill, and make sure they get in their building and be like, are you good to get up to your room? All right, we just gonna make sure you get in the building. Yeah. You can go up to your room because most colleges, dorms, they have multiple levels. So we just always was on that type of time, bro. And I hate seeing people like this because I do know a girl in college. and I had, because it still bothers me to the day, because like I used to, I knew her through my roommate, and every time I used to see her, I'd be like, what up, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say her name, but that night, literally, I'm leaving out the library, and I'm running to her, and it's midnight, and I'm like, what you doing? What you still doing now? She was like, I said, all right, and I told her, I said, be safe, and I just kept walking, because she was with some other dudes. That same night, she got robbed.
Yeah.
And like she got robbed, and I was like, "Why was you out so late?" She was like, "I was like, why they didn't walk you?" She was like, "I don't normally walk by my." I'm like, "But you was going to the darkest area of the campus.
Yeah.
Like you should never have walked. Like if you're gonna be hanging with, they should be willing to walk you."
Facts.
Like
that's facts.
And she walked over there by herself, and at gunpoint, she got robbed for everything. I asked her, next time I saw her, I was like, "You good?" She was like, "Yeah, I was just startled." And she ended up leaving the school, all because of that situation. I'm like, that ain't cool at all.
That's not.
The camera's timestamp at the moment the man entered the building was 10:34 p.m. At 11:09, about a half an hour later, the front door security camera.
And then look how he coming out. He even looking at, like, checking, seeing if anybody around. You know what I'm saying?
Would capture the man one more time. He was leaving the building, still carrying the same backpack, though no longer wearing the gray sweatshirt that he had worn earlier.
Wow,
he looked around the street briefly.
And he's sweating.
Wow,
and he's sweating.
Wearing the gray sweatshirt that he had worn earlier. He looked around the street briefly as he made his exit, strolling away into the night.
I'm so glad they got him on camera.
The man from the surveillance video was rapidly identified, in part because Baltimore PD were already actively looking for him in connection to another brutal attack that had taken place just 3 days earlier. 32-year-old Jason Billingsley was hired as a maintenance worker at a building on Edmondson Avenue. On September 19th, Jason used his position to gain entry to the building where a young couple, April Hurley and boyfriend Jonte Gilmore, rented an apartment. Jason reportedly banged on the front door repeatedly, claiming that the kitchen was flooding. When April opened the door, he forced his way in. It was reported that he then bound the couple with duct tape, assaulted April, and slashed her throat before dousing both of them with gasoline and setting the building on fire. The couple miraculously survived. April managed to climb out a basement window. She returned with help. The couple suffered second and third degree burns and were both in serious condition when they were taken to the hospital. Linking Jason Billingsley to the crime were items that he had left behind: a knife, handcuffs, duct tape, and a hoodie. He was also known to the couple. By the time he was captured on camera with Pava on the night she died, police were already searching for Jason on an active warrant. Though some would later suggest they were not looking nearly hard enough.
They wasn't.
The manhunt became public only after Jason was also identified as the main suspect in Pava LaPere's murder. The police commissioner claimed that broadcasting their search made locating him more challenging because now he knew they were coming after him.
I don't give a fuck.
Nonetheless, after Jason was placed in the building with Pava that night, the public had to be made aware.
This individual will kill and he will rape. He will do anything he can to cause harm. So please be aware of your surroundings. Every single police officer in Baltimore City, the state of Maryland, as well as the U.S. Marshals are looking for you. We will find you.
Jason Billingsley was tracked by the Baltimore PD and traced to a train station in Bowie, Maryland. He had been on his way to his sister's home. A U.S. Marshals task force made the arrest on September 27th, 2 days after Pava was found. He was taken into custody without incident.
And you telling me, like, that's how we know y'all can use your resources if you really want a guy. If you really, like, if y'all really put the resources out on the first crime, the second crime doesn't happen. You see, he was wanted 3 days before he was.
Y'all could have been tracked him down.
That's crazy.
She should still be alive.
What, bro? Why is so many crimes we've been doing lately
And
has
it
all
pisses
been
me off so bad.
like there's so many crimes we've been doing lately, y'all, where one crime is committed, and then we like, okay, come to find out they have committed another crime. Even stuff we watched personally, we like, bro, why y'all didn't get them from that? They other people can still be alive if y'all.
Jason was read his Miranda rights. He acknowledged these rights, initialed each one, then waived them.
You went in there fully clothed and you came out there partially clothed, right? And we found a white female dead up on the roof. And you're being charged with that murder. Let me ask you this. Were you at 306? That is the address, right?
Yeah, 306.
306 West Franklin Street? You're not answering that? Okay.
Detectives wasted little time confronting him with the evidence of Pava's murder.
It's so f***ed up that my own sister like set me up, though.
Who gives a fuck? Your sister did the right thing. She did the right thing. Cause you a demon walking this earth.
What you said?
And she told, cause she doesn't condone that shit.
As much as
it's fucked up, man. My
what
sister.
You said? As much as I love my brother ever did some heinous stuff like that. Best believe I'm telling. Like who? Like what?
Weird.
He caught that night. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Let me tell you what's crazy.
That's
what you said?
What's crazy is this young lady was a pillar in the community, going into her apartment, trying to make her life better and the lives better for everybody around her. She fought for Black Lives Matter. She fought for police injustice, right? She fought for all of that. She was an advocate for all of that. And the very thing and the very people she fought for, she died at the hands of this guy right here. She died at the hands of this guy here, the guy that she would advocate for. The guy, so that's what's f***ed up. Ecoman
ain't shit.
Technology stands against systemic racism, bigotry, in a police state that criminalizes black bodies.
My God, this is so crazy.
That's what she promoted. That's what she was about. That's why she trusted and wasn't biased and trusted that you would be an honorable person and let you in the building.
Jason Billingsley reportedly had a rough upbringing, separated from his 5 siblings and placed into foster care at a young age.
I always say this. Everybody has had a rough beginning. Some people's story worse than others. But no matter who the person is, no matter person, race, sex, origin, whatever, doesn't justify any actions that they choose to do in life. Some people come from the most bottom of the bottom and raised to the top. Yeah. And some from the top do some of the worst shit and lower themselves all the way down to the bottom. It doesn't matter the upbringing. It doesn't.
His problem behaviors developed early. His criminal history dates to 2009. Over just a few years, he had accumulated a laundry list of convictions, from assault to robbery. In 2015, he was sentenced to 14 years in prison following a brutal sexual...
In 2000 what?
14.
14 years in prison. He should have did the whole mess.
He said 14 years in prison. Sorry.
A laundry list of convictions, from assault to robbery. In 2015, he was sentenced to 14 years in prison following a brutal sexual assault on a young woman he knew personally.
Wait.
So,
what's the calculation?
Hold on.
What?
I wonder, my people in Maryland, what is the degree of sentencing? Is it 85%? Is it 100%?
Is it less than 85?
Less than, because I have heard people at 50%, and I said that blows my mind. Because if he was sentenced to 14 years. If he had to do his 100% of his 14 years, a crime that happened in 2023 never happens. 2 crimes he committed in 2023 never would have happened. That the crimes in 2023, that is what, 8 years? 8 years after being sentenced. If he had to do his whole 14, he wouldn't have gotten out to 2029. Let's do the math. That is right math. He should have been sentenced to do his whole.
Okay, what if it's not at 100 and it's just 85?
So the thing is, with a lot of places, they do 85%. And then you can go up for the parole board. You can get paroled out.
I just think some.
But the thing, hold on. It's because I'm trying to just go ahead and answer the question you asked. But also, you have courses you can take. This is the rehabilitation part of it.
Some people can't be.
Hold on. Okay. But most criminals are not trying to be rehabilitized. They're trying to manipulate the. Trying to manipulate. I said manipulate. They're trying to manipulate the system. They're trying to manipulate the system. So, hey, when they go in, they go to an OG in a prison. They say, hey, what do I need to do so I can get up out of here as quick as possible? They're going to tell you, oh, you got to take D class, get you a job. They'll start knocking off time in your sentence. So your 85% now can get dropped down to the 50%. So you can get out of jail 50%, aka good time or good behavior time. So that's from taking courses. Hey, he might took a offenders class to say, hey, I learned my lesson. Hey, I got counseling while I was in there as well. That gets hours credit to time served. With that, fuck all that. Half of the people that go in prison ain't trying to get rehabilitated. That's the reason why they're known to reoffend.
Yeah.
Because they don't care. They're just trying to constantly. Most criminals are manipulators. They're just trying to constantly figure out a way to manipulate the system. That's the reason why I hate when people it shouldn't be about prison. It should be about rehabilitation. Most of us all have a family member that been in jail before. They go do 5 to 10 years. They come home. They still on the same shit. They ain't learned the lesson. They don't care. All they did was did the time. They don't. I'm not a person like, oh, it's all about real rehabilitation.
And granted, some people can be.
Some people. But the percentage is probably smaller.
And I also feel like depending on certain crimes, I don't feel like that's something that's going to change.
That too.
Like the crimes that he's doing, that's in him. That's who he is.
And he committed it twice. And I'm saying.
No.
I'm saying in this manner, he committed it twice. He committed it with the woman that they barged in the tire and burnt.
April.
Yeah, and then he committed it again on what's
Pava.
Pava. No.
Oh, sorry.
Pava LaPere.
Pava.
He committed it twice, so we know of.
But I'm saying he was already.
Yeah.
So
I'm agreeing.
Before these two, he already has a history of it.
So I'm with you.
Yes.
People who do this type of crime, 100%.
I do not think that there's anything that you can do to be like, today after I get out, I'm never going.
I'll say this: 2 crimes people commit, I think they should do 100% of the time. This type of crime, because it's YouTube, y'all. We're trying to limit wording. That's all.
Sorry.
So, but I can't say sorry because nothing we can do about it. But these type of crimes and murder, those are the 2 crimes. I'm like 100%, 100% of the time. There's no good behavior. There's no rehabilitation. Because, like you said, it's in you. Those are 2 vicious crimes that are in you. Mm-hmm. You murder someone, do the crime. That person can't come back. Assault, that is in you. Because a lot of people who do those crimes are known to reoffend during those crimes. So, yes, you should do 100% of the time that you have.
He should have not been out.
No.
I don't care about and that percentage thing. I don't know the percentage, but I feel like with certain crimes, I just feel like you should be in there. Like you should do 100% of your time. Whatever time you got, you should do 100% of your time.
Now, we are in a state that it used to be 85%. Again, a lot of people don't know. My mom used to work in the prison system, and my stepdad worked in the prison system, and a former police officer, my former father, and he was military. So a lot of information.
Yeah,
former stepfather. I said.
You said former father.
Oh, my bad. Stepfather. No, not my pops. No.
Okay.
But so a lot of information I know about the prison system and the jail system and all that comes from that. I just had a conversation with them, and they poured all that knowledge and information for me, so I understand. Tennessee does now convict to 100%. So you commit a murder, they say sentence you to 40 years. You're doing all 40 years. There's no good time. I don't know about this crime though. Remember we looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. It said the more violent crimes. So murder, homicide. I would consider this a violent crime. So
Yes, it is.
So I would hope this is 100%.
If it was up to me, it would be.
Yeah, but then they did say the more lesser violent crimes are 85. I think still, but the more harsher crimes are 100%. Remember we looked it up the other day.
Yeah. But this is a whole different state.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Me personally, I think it should be one way across the whole board of the U.S. Every state should follow that same guideline.
Yeah.
Jason was released early in October 2022 after earning good time credits through a program that encourages good behavior.
F that.
The credits can automatically...
I go in prison. Shit, I'm gonna have some good behavior too. Ain't that's not much for me to do unless somebody doing something. I get into a little fight or something. But if I just go in and I'm gonna have good behavior. That good behavior stuff is just doesn't.
A lot of people that go to jail don't be on that same type of time
that they be on when they
yes. A lot of people go to prison. We like oh they was thugging out here in the street. No, they
go in there. They be quiet. They be quiet. So yes, my behavior is gonna be good too. Cause what the things I want to do, I can't really do up in here.
Me personally, I know some big ass gang members on the street. They carry their flag. They whoa. Then my mom come home and be like, oh, you know such and such. I'm like, yeah, I know them. Oh, they got their head beat the fuck up today in jail. I was like, what? They said head looking like Martin on that one Martin episode when he was fuck. That's how they be looking at prison. Then they come home, I was on this type of time. No, they was in there getting their ass beat the fuck up.
I just, with certain things, I just, and say what you want. I know some people, that's so inhumane. That's whatever, people. No.
He should never been out.
He should have not been out.
And he got out in
2022.
And a year later, he back said, fuck all that. I got out. And you want me to tell you, he been fiending to do it too.
And is it with these two, like with April and her boyfriend, and then with Papa, were those the only two things that you've done?
Exactly. That came across my mind earlier. I was gonna say something on, and like a lot of crimes that happen like that are not reported all the time.
Not all the time.
A lot of people, they rather people not know. Be quiet and just try to suppress it and move on with their life.
Through a program that encourages good behavior. The credits can automatically reduce sentences without the assessment or judgment of a parole board. In Jason's case, a parole board had twice refused to release him. He remained a danger to society.
Well, what happened?
Over roughly an hour, detectives repeated the facts to Jason. They knew he had followed Pava, that she had let him into the building, and that the two had gone to the roof. They also knew that only one of them came back down.
Yeah.
I wonder, did she take him up to the roof? Because, again, her colleague, well, not her employees or colleagues or friends, they all in that one category for her. But they said she willingly, all the time, used to just go up there and hang out. And again, like one guy, I think it was Kevin or the other guy, said she probably just wanted to go back up there because it was the arts thing.
Kevin,
and they said she probably wanted, she loved the scenery, so she probably was like, hey, let's go up to I love going up here. And only thing he would want to do was pray on her.
And guess what? We only saw one person come down off that roof. And guess who it was? This guy. And when he came down, this is how he was dressed. But when he went in, he had on a hoodie, backpack, and everything.
The question that got Jason talking was a simple one. What had he said to Pava from the doorway that caused her to let him into the building? It was this interaction that led to her death.
Oh, my gosh.
I wanted to talk to you for a minute. Mm-hmm. Say, why you want to talk to me? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So you said, I wanted to talk to you for a minute. But what made you first think that you wanted to talk to her? Right. Where did you see her at first?
Walking up the street.
Did you say anything to her at that point?
No, she had stopped and said something to me. She was jumping a little bit.
Okay. And what did she say?
So it was kind of like something funny or something. I don't know.
A little joke or something.
Yeah, like a little joke.
Mm-hmm.
She left. I followed. I went and asked her why she don't talk to me for a little bit more. And she opened the door. We went up to the roof.
What made you all go to the roof?
She brought it up.
What'd she say?
She said, come on, I want to show you something.
Mm-hmm.
And we went.
Okay. And how did you get up to the roof?
The ladder.
Okay. And once you got up on the roof, what happened?
She was talking for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. What was she talking about?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. What were you talking about?
Nothing.
Okay.
Just
bullshit.
And then what happened?
Just blacked out.
Blacked
Jason's-
out?
You
Blacked out from what are
You didn't blacked out because that was already your notion.
What you blacking out from though?
He didn't black out.
No, exactly. But when people use that, I'm like, what do you mean by that? Like,
most people who say that, they be lying anyway. Now, can it happen? Yes, it
like
has
most
happened.
people, when they say I blacked out, it's because you made me angry, like in a heated moment.
Yeah.
Then people be like, "Oh, I blacked out," but this wasn't that type of situation for you to be like, "I blacked out." No, you already had made up in your mind when you seen her walking by herself on the street. You had already came to the conclusion in your head that she was a little drunk, easy to take advantage of, and that's what that was.
And he didn't black out.
No.
He's trying to black it out. Out of his memory. Because it was just another one of his victims.
Claims to have blacked out during the attack itself were immediately shut down. He remembered encountering Pava on the street, following her home, speaking with her, and later leaving the rooftop. There was every reason to believe that he knew what he was doing when he killed her. He could not offer an explanation for his actions. Jason claimed to have had no intentions nor motivation. He said only that as he went to the roof, he was battling his own violent thoughts. Ultimately, he gave in to them.
How you battling your own thoughts when this is who you are? It's not I'm battling my... And that's that victim mentality. I was battling my own thoughts. I was battling my own urge.
And that's why people like this should not be among society.
I don't know what we got on the roof. I don't know, it's like something in my head, like this.
You just did it.
One person saying, don't do it. One person saying, don't do it. Don't do it. You got too much going on. And then like this demon, like, it's just like, it seemed like it was just waiting to just be let out or something like that.
But when you were her, what was your intentions?
I don't know. I don't know. I ain't like thinking about none of that till after. Like, I asked myself, like, why I do it. And I don't know why I do it. Why I did it. I don't know, like my conscience and everything else was saying, just go right downstairs. Just go right downstairs. And then I don't know, it was just something that just had to do it.
Jason admitted to using the bloodied brick found at the scene to strike Pava. He would not provide any further details relating to the nature of the attack. When the conversation turned to his previous attack, the horrific attempted murder, assault, and arson on April Injante, Jason admitted nothing.
I'm gonna ask you straight up. I'm gonna look at you in your face. Has there been another time that you blacked out?
No.
And maybe you had did something that you aren't so proud of?
I mean, all in my life.
I'm talking about within the last couple weeks.
No.
Okay.
Hey, Jay.
The fact that I'm sitting here in front of you guys today is honestly a miracle.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes it's still unbelievable that I'm here. Jason Billingsley literally tried to take my life. He tried to take my life. And this could have been prevented.
Jason initially pleaded not guilty to the many charges against him. His defense attorney argued that the confession he gave to the Baltimore PD for Pava's murder was coerced and that he had not properly understood his rights. As these legal disputes continued, the family of his victims pursued battles of their own. April Hurley sued her landlord and property management company, arguing that they failed to do due diligence when they hired Jason Billingsley, a convicted sex offender, as a maintenance worker and then gave him access to the building where she lived.
And we are here. He was never supposed to be able to. And then people be like, man, they make it so hard for convicts. No, the convicts have made it so hard for themselves.
I don't know who y'all be wanting folks to. I will never.
Especially when they do stuff like that.
I will never feel bad for someone like that.
Nope. I really don't. Trust me, I know people personally who have
what you
charged.
said.
I know people personally. Do I feel?
F them. I don't care what you say, how you think. Your daddy, your uncle, your brother, whoever. Do not care.
They blood. Just be like,
yep.
Sorry. I see them at the family function. Say, what's up? Conversate with them. If they on hard times, it ain't my fault.
Like y'all make stuff hard for yourself.
To announce that today, a Baltimore City jury awarded April and Jonte Gilmore a $21.5 million verdict against Eden's Homes LLC and Property Pals LLC for failing utterly to vet, to do any background research on Jason Billingsley, a terrible, terrible, repeat violent sex offender.
Yep.
Pava's parents, Frank and Caroline LaPere, also spoke publicly about the tragic and preventable nature of Jason Billingsley's crimes. They campaigned for the Pava LaPere Act, a bill that would remove the possibility of release due to good time credit for those convicted of first-degree sex offenses.
What you said?
I greet you as the proud father of Pava LaPere, my only daughter, and the latest victim of Jason Billingsley. However, Pava was not his only victim. Her grieving mother, Caroline, and her loving brother, Nico, are also victims. The first violent crime which has been stated, which he pled guilty for and was convicted and sentenced to 30 years in prison for, happened in 2015, and yet he was released early in October of 2022. And Governor Moore has stated emphatically on multiple occasions that the system failed Pava. It's time to change that system.
Of course I struggle here because I've never had a more profound loss. It's hard to talk, focus, get up every day. But I have an important mission. I'm here for two reasons. Preserve the legacy of Pava LaPere, and please, all of us, we need to prevent the violence in our society through whatever means available.
In May 2024, the Pava LaPere Act was signed into law, protecting innocent victims from repeat violent offenders. On the same date, a second law, also inspired by Pava, came into effect. The Pava LaPere Legacy of Innovation Act provides startup grants to student entrepreneurs in Baltimore. The University of Johns Hopkins chose to honor Pava in a similar fashion by renaming Fast Forward U the Innovation Hub in Baltimore's Remington neighborhood to the Pava LaPere Center for Entrepreneurship. Jason Billingsley eventually reached a plea deal in both cases. He was given 2 life sentences for the rape, torture, and attempted murder of April Hurley and the attempted murder of Jonte Gilmore. For the murder of Pava LaPere, he was handed another life sentence to be served consecutively. While Jason could technically become eligible for parole after serving 60 years, at which point he would be approximately 93 years old, prosecutors and legal experts have stated it is highly unlikely he will ever be released.
Acceptable justice may have been served today, but it will never fill the void, erase the grief, or replace the impact that Pava would have had given the full life that she so deserved. I know that he did not have a good life. I know that there are 5 siblings. I know they were all given up. And they grew up separately and independently in foster care. And I was sorry that what possibly could have been a prosperous life of his was taken from him at an early age and created, unfortunately, the monster that attacked April and Jonte and murdered our daughter. And I pray for his mother and that she may find peace. But other than that, I don't have any other feelings about Mr. Billingsley.
And that was the tragic case of Pava LaPere.
Go ahead.
There you go.
I was just going to say, I get that certain circumstances and environmental things shift people mindsets and things of that nature. But I feel like it's up to you as an individual to fight every single day to be a better person and not let your circumstances dictate the direction that your life goes or your character. Like, a lot of people have been dealt a bad hand, but every day I feel like you have a decision and a choice to make. Like, today I'm going to make good choices. Today I'm going to be a great person. I'm not going to like I get it, but also there is no excuse to be a fucking monster, and to be evil and to be out here harming people and taking people life. Like, I do not look at that as an excuse, but it's just so sad and unfortunate. He should have never been out, period. And rest in peace to Pava. And I'm so glad that April and Jonte was able to make it out of their situation as well. But that's trauma mentally, going through something like that. So I'm praying for them as well.
Yeah. And I think that should be a law passed nationwide. He's lucky he's in the state he's in.
Yeah.
Because I do know if he was in a state and that did those crimes here in this state, no, he's getting death penalty.
Yeah.
He's 100% getting death, and there's no ands in for a bust about it.
Yeah.
And honestly, hey, a lot of people say, hey, life or not life. Yeah. You destroy too many lives to be able to be able to walk this earth and breathe and not give 2 cares.
Right.
Because honestly, he's still going to be in there trying to be on some creep time. Trust me, I know all the stories. Motherfuckers be weird even in prison.
Yeah.
Like, I know, I've heard too many prison stories, bro. People like him, he never lost it because it was still in him. And never mind.
And also my condolences to Pava's family as well.
But y'all spam us up. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts in the comments down below. But until next time, y'all know how I go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Kid and C.
We out.
No time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my folks. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money low, get my team strong. Let me run away from